In this video, I'm going to look at the changes that have happened inside Adobe products, Photoshop and Illustrator just recently. So I'm recording this in late 2021. What happened recently was that the Adobe Color Themes option that had been a panel inside Illustrator and which gave you access to color schemes has been removed. Well, the panel's still there, it just doesn't function. I would expect that in future versions of Illustrator, the panel itself will disappear. Now, what the panel used to allow you to do was to explore color themes. And I'm going to show you how you can do this differently these days, but still get access to those color themes inside Illustrator and also inside Photoshop. So we're going to start over here on the internet, and we're at the site called color.adobe.com. Now, when you're here, the first thing you're going to want to do is to sign in. So you're going to click the sign in link here and go and sign in to your Adobe account. Now I'm going to do that and come right back. So I've gone ahead and logged into my Adobe account. Just make sure if you've got multiple accounts that you're logged into the account that matches the version of Photoshop and Illustrator that you plan to use that are on this computer, because that's important because of the link that's going to be made from the themes and things that you access here with the ones that are actually inside your version of Photoshop or Illustrator. Now, there are lots of panels that you can choose from here. They're really hard to see because they're dark gray on black, but what we're looking for is the Explore option. Now, I'm going to look at just color themes. So I'm just going to click here on color themes till the menu comes up and then use my up and down arrows. If it's too difficult to try and make the distance with your mouse between these two menus, because as soon as you move away from the first menu, the second one, it disappears. So now I'm just looking at color themes. Now this is the way this website used to look, and this is the sort of color themes that we used to be able to see inside that color themes dialog inside Illustrator. As of today, when I came here to record this video, it doesn't work that way anymore. So what we used to do was type in a word up here that we wanted to look at. So I'm going to type in beach, and let's go and have a look at beach color themes. Typing beach, pressing enter. And what I'm saying here are all my sources. So if I go back and just try and see color themes, you'll see that we're getting an answer here is that there are none. Sorry, no color themes found. Well, it didn't really have a very good look, because if we go to all sources, these are our beach color themes. It's just now it's not arranged in anything like the handy way that it used to be arranged. So we'll just need to live with that. So as soon as you see a color theme that you like, you're not worried about the photos. They're the photos that the color theme has been extracted from. All you're interested in is the color theme itself. Just click on here on Add to Library, and then it will be added to library. You'll see here that the theme has been successfully added to my colors library. If you have multiple libraries and want to change them, you'll see that your libraries are accessible here. That's because I'm logged in. You won't see that if you're not logged in. So let's go and get a second one before we leave here. Let's go for something a little more colorful. Okay, so these are both now added to my library. So I'm going to swing back to Illustrator first of all. Color themes panel, if you can see it these days, still no use to you. If you can't see it, that's fine. It was defunct by now anyway. So I'm going to my libraries panel. I'm just going to wait while my libraries update. So when your libraries update, you're going to see your color themes here in the color themes area. These are individual colors that I have in my library. These are the actual themes. So I can add the themes to my swatches in Illustrator. That's what you want to do. Simply going to right click this color theme and add my theme to my swatches. So up here in the swatches panel is this theme. So let's go and get the second one. Right click the color theme and choose Add Theme to Swatches. Now you can obviously add individual colors. Just right click on a color and add the color to swatches. You can see that one's just gone in up there. But typically what you'll want, particularly in Illustrator, is to add the entire color theme to your swatches panel. So that's how the link is going to work in Illustrator. If you need to get color themes, go to color.adobe.com. Select the color themes, put them in the library of choice, and then you can get access to them through the libraries panel. Just be aware that to be able to use them, you'll have to move them or copy them from your library into your swatches. So that's Illustrator. Let's go and have a look at Photoshop. So in Photoshop, things are going to be quite different in a number of ways. We're going to the Libraries panel because that's going to give us access to the colors that we just added. The problem is that the color schemes in this Libraries panel are in a different order to the one that is in Illustrator. In Illustrator, the most recently added themes were at the top. Here they're buried inside alphabetical order. So you need to know what the color themes were that you just added, so you need to remember what they looked like, or you need to know their names. Now I just happen to know their names. I know that Costa Blanca 2 was one of them, and the other one was Sunset at June Beach. So I'm just going to try and find Sunset at June Beach. Here it is. Now you can't drag and drop the color themes from this Libraries panel into the Swatches panel in Photoshop. That again would be too easy. So if I try and bring Sunset at June Beach across, you'll see that I just get this "you cannot do that" option. So instead, this is what you have to do. You need to select each color in turn. So I've just clicked on this color here. It's been added as the new foreground color. It's the targeted color here. And so I need to click on the plus symbol to add it to my color swatches. But if I need to add it into a group, I'm going to do so. So I've created a color scheme called Sunset at June Beach, but you can call it whatever you like. And then I'm going to add my color. So I've got my first color selected. So I'll click the plus symbol and add it here into this library. You can test by opening and closing the library to make sure it's gone into the right place. Now we'll go ahead and add the second color. You just need to keep your eye out as to where your colors went. Adding these at the moment outside of the color swatch, but I'm just going to add them and then we'll worry about that in just a minute. So these jump around a little bit, so just be aware of that. I'm just going to put these in the Sunset at June Beach. And now I can close that down. So that's a whole lot more difficult in Photoshop than it is inside Illustrator. But there is one benefit to Photoshop. I'm not going to put in my second color scheme at this stage. The benefit with Photoshop is that if I create another brand new document, these colors, because they're in the color swatches panel, are available to that new document. That's how Photoshop operates a little bit differently to Illustrator. So you need to go through the nuisance of putting these colors inside the swatches panel, but once they're there, until you actually remove them, they're going to stay there. In Illustrator, that's not the case. Let's just swing quickly back to Illustrator and create a new file in Illustrator. And you'll see that immediately that file opened, the color themes disappeared. They're here in the previous document, but they're not here in this new document. And so you would need to add them to the swatches panel to be able to get access to them in Illustrator. Again, these two programs, which you would think would be closer in terms of how they function, are actually really, really different in terms of this libraries and swatches panel behavior. They're very different. The Libraries panel looks different in both applications. The behavior is very different too. So just be aware of that. I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit about how you would expect to be able to access color themes now inside Photoshop and Illustrator. Of course, you're going to start at color.adobe.com, working from there and then into the application of your choice. As I said, this video was recorded in late 2021. By the time you see it, things might have changed a little bit, but hopefully not so much that this video won't have been able to help you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be alerted when new videos are released. Until next time, my name's Helen Bradley. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel.